On today's episode of Kaiju number 8, season 2, episode 7, I'm getting nice with it. And there's way too many words, way too many letters. We got rivals, obligation, and Kaiju number 6 coming in. I'm alive! Last time we left off, we realized that Kaiju number 9 created Kaiju number 10. So Kaiju creating Kaiju. Number 10 wanted to be a weapon. And the last thing I said is Reno on a come up. He on that grind to number 1. More like number 5, but close enough. Y'all know the voice, y'all know the name, y'all know the face. It's me, Dan the Man, Anime Intake NYC on all platforms. Y'all know me by now. If y'all don't get familiar, everything anime we talk about. So subscribe right now, jump in the comments, and let's talk about every single anime you watch. Because I probably watch it. I watch everything. We're starting out how we normally do with the ratings. I'm gonna have to rate this episode of Kaiju number 8, season 2, episode 7. I'm getting nice with that now. A 6. Get it? 6, 7, 8. I'm rating a 6, episode 7, Kaiju number 8. Some of you may think that this episode is probably like a 9, 8. You're wrong. I did like the close-up of Reno's story. I did like that. But I'm starting to understand that these episodes are too short for me. Will it ever be a 10 again? I don't know. But these episodes are way too short and I can't really get into it too much. Every single time I'm about to really be like, all right, I need more. This is great. It ends and I'm like, okay, however you guys situate anime nowadays, I know what you're doing. You want that crackhead effect. I ain't a crackhead. I'm gonna leave you where you at. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna leave you where you at. You want me to be coming back like, I need that. No, I want to see more, but respect. Call me when you come back. I'll be living my life. Call me when you come back. This episode felt more like a training episode than any progression in the story, and I love progressions in the story. You know what? I can't be too mad because if this episode was in fact a training arc for every single character, I would have hated it. I'd have gave it a 4. But because it was only Reno, solid 6. Solid 6. Now I do want to get into everything, so that means got the rating out the way. Let's get into the highlights. My first highlight is they set the stage for each character to push the other character. In this case, Reno and Shark Dude. I don't know his name for real. I just enjoy the show. Showcasing the Shark Dude's, I'm never going to Shark Dude, pink hair dude's story. I feel like it was needed. We needed that part because it's always a case where like you think you're the best, but there's somebody better than you, and you have to come to terms with it. In that scene, he kept walking around the walls instead of going through the walls. You got to go through it. There's no way around it. I seen the metaphor. He was the best in his class. He said, I absorb everything, every lesson. And then you saw one monster, and you saw 2 monsters, and you saw the big man Reno. You couldn't keep up, but realistically you can. You just have to keep going. So I said it's a highlight because I really like that part of the episode. We get different perspectives because that way we can see other characters grow. If we just see Kafka grow, if we just see Shinomiya grow, if we see Gen grow, if Gen is Squad 1's captain, or the strongest squad, whatever squad he's in, and only Reno grow, it's like, those are the big dudes, but when you get them out of the paint, who you got for real? Also, we finally got to see Kaiju number 6's powers and how it affects Reno, and it's basically just a power buff on everything. I thought it was really like something crazy about to happen. It's just a power buff. It's not that great, honestly. All that Kaiju number 6 power does is buff up his ice shots. And now he's a walking ice tornado. That's it. And progressing through the episode, because Kaiju number 6 is the king of Kaiju, we see him taking over Reno's body. Now, honestly, I think Kaiju number 6 might be the weakest out of all the Kaiju, even though he's supposed to be the king of Kaiju. I think he might be the weakest in terms of power, because every other Kaiju had a special power with them, except for number 6 that we've seen. I don't get it. I know they were saying that the Kaiju is supposed to amplify your will, but I feel like all the Kaiju does that. I feel like all the Kaiju do that to their wielders. Not that special. But even with that happening, Reno's gonna be a problem in the future. Not too much of a problem, but he's definitely a factor now. He got the full body suit, like some Splinter Cell agent, crazy. And he got the ice shots. I mean, it was bleeding from his eyes. Outside of that, it was a pretty decent episode. I think last week I gave it a 7. This week I gave it a 6. So we're still in the same realm of, it was a decent episode. I feel like 6 to 7, 8 is like decent. 9 and 10, it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's 9 to 10. So you probably enjoyed this episode just as much as me. So without further ado, my favorite. Not too much, honestly, because I was just like, I need more. I need more. I couldn't think of nothing. I need more. But the hot takes. Even though Reno's powers is to freeze things, I don't think his ice is gonna be that strong. And a lot of times in shows, if you're weak enough, the ice will freeze right through you. I don't think Reno has that capability, especially not for Kaiju number 9. He gonna try it. It's not gonna work. He gonna get him up out of here. Cause he's fighting like a Honju, which is just a big Kaiju at that point. You need the big ones. You need, well, he was like what, 51%? He was pulling 51% and having trouble with the Honju. You're gonna be cleaning up the little fry, for real. So I don't have a lot of hot takes, honestly. But I do have a very important question for this episode. What do you guys think? Reno versus Shinomi in the fight, who would win that? Because even though I think Reno's powers is limited, I feel like he might boof up Shinomi a little bit. Just from his freezing and his like, I don't know actually, I'm lying, I don't know. Shinomi is that kind of problem too. Who would win in the fight, Shinomi or Reno? The ice versus the explosive power. Reno uses the gun, she uses the axe. I probably got it like 40, 60 Shinomi up. I was gonna say Reno, but I think I got Shinomi up. She got more battle experience. She can pull more power, and her power is way more destructive. Well, that's what we got for this episode. We're gonna wrap it up right now. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Shinomi or Reno. Also, let's get these likes up to like 50. 50 ain't too crazy, I ain't gonna lie. 50 ain't too crazy. You know what you're watching. If you're not watching, animeintake.